At the end of your turn, I'll tap all creatures each of you control and make a 4/4 elemental for each one. Untap and move to attacks. GG? That's the way this week's Build-Your-Own Precon, Frozen Fury, seeks to end the game. This blue and white $45 budget deck wants to tap down opponents' creatures for fun and profit, making it a hard board control deck. Our commander is the new Hylda of the Icy Crown from Wilds of Eldraine. This 4-mana human wizard is a 3/4 that reads, whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, you may pay 1 generic mana. When you do, choose one. Create a 4/4 white and blue elemental creature token, or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, or scry 2 then draw a card. Hylda wants us to be doing one thing, and that thing is disgusting. She wants us to be locking down our opponent's creatures over and over again by tapping them. We want to have the spare mana, and we want to get huge benefits like beefy creatures, board-wide buffs, or more cards. Each of these are great rewards, especially if we can tap down multiple creatures at once and on the cheap. She, like her sister Ariette, more on her linked up top, is a passive commander. She is basically an enchantment that you just want sitting on the battlefield. She doesn't interact with anything, she isn't attacking, she's just there. And that's fine, but it means we want to be very careful about playing her and immediately being able to use her. A versatile payoff, but not an enabler. She's a commander that is a strong payoff for building your deck around her. Not actually doing anything on her own is definitely an issue, but with a deck as solely focused on enabling her as possible, this precon is going to make the most use of her. Before we look at how the deck is built, be sure to check out my sponsor, Face to Face Games. They've got all of the amazing singles and sealed product you're looking for, including a ton of singles from Wilds of Eldraine. Use my promo code MECHANIC for 5% off of all of your orders. Now, Hylda is not a flexible commander. We need to think and build in straight lines. How do we tap down creatures, and how do we do it with enough mana to get her benefits? The most important effects are tap effects that cost you nothing every turn. This is Opposition, Angel's Trumpet, and Abyshin Cephalid Emperor. Each of these are tap effects you don't have to pay mana for, meaning you will have mana free to activate Hylda's trigger to pay for one or more goodies. The effects on Abyshin and Opposition can be activated at instant speed too, meaning you can just wait until just before your turn to tap down a bunch of creatures and make a bunch of 4/4 elementals, and then untap and head to combat and be able to attack with them, with all of everybody's blockers tapped down. Add in effects like Drum Bellower, and you've basically got a soft lock on the table as long as you can make more creatures than each opponent has. Like I said, this can be disgusting, and can get you uninvited from a few saltier pods. Now, if that wasn't gross enough, the best card in the deck, hands down, is Verity Circle. Whenever an opponent's creature becomes tapped, if it wasn't attacking, you draw a card. Note that that doesn't say one or more, and note that you don't have to be the one to tap it. That means if an opponent taps a mana dork, you draw a card. If an opponent taps a creature to cast a spell, you draw a card. And if you use effects like Githzere Monk or Cone of Cold to tap all creatures your opponents control, well, you draw a card for each creature your opponents control that wasn't already tapped. This is one of your main draw engines in the deck, turning Icy Blast into Draw X, or Subjugator Angel into the most efficient draw creature ever, or Junkwinder into an absolute draw engine. So, while we aren't running tutors, we will look at that in the upgrade. It is important to find and protect such a valuable piece of our deck. Running counter magic like Dovin's Veto, Negate, or Arcane Denial are the primary ways we can avoid our opponents removing these key parts, like Verity Circle or even our commander. Don't count out White's strong removal for anything we can't tap. Generous Gift and Stroke of Midnight deal with artifacts and enchantments that may be stopping us from otherwise tapping our opponent's creatures. And the special addition of Detection Tower to our mana base means Asceticism and Swiftfoot Boots can't protect your opponent's creatures from taking a cat nap or getting frozen in the cold. The rest of the deck is, well, full of tap effects. You're a nightmare for anything that's creature-based. From activated tap effects like Gideon's Lawkeeper, to triggered tap effects like Nibelus of Frost, to one-time tap effects like Tempest Caller, the deck needs to be full of enablers since your commander herself is not one. Your bodies are good, solid attacking creatures and blockers themselves while you work on getting your deck online. Frost Titan attacks or blocks all day long, and Sunblast Angel can prove a helpful, sculptable board wipe that you can make entirely one-sided and follow up by attacking through in the air. The biggest challenge with the deck is how mana hungry it can be. You want to be keeping up lots of mana to get the most out of your commander while still casting spells each turn. This makes ramp very important. Of course, in colors where ramp is a dirty word. But we do accommodate for this. Knight of the White Orchid and Loyal Warhound help you catch up if you're missing land drops, or your opponents are ramping ahead of you, or even if you're just late in the turn order. Goldmere, Silvermere, and Ornithopter of Paradise provide helpful mana dorks in colors that don't normally get mana dorks, as well as playing very nicely with untap effects like Drum Bellower to allow us to repeatedly activate our commander. And mana rocks are crucial. We have plenty in this deck, but importantly our Thought Vessel and Decanter of Endless Water, both allowing us to draw cards with Verity Circle as much as we want. Options, people, options! This wouldn't be a Build-Your-Own Precon without the Pivot. And our alternate commander is Faramir, Prince of Ithilien. An interesting choice for this deck, Faramir is a 4/4, 3-mana human noble that reads, at the beginning of your end step, choose an opponent. At the beginning of that player's next end step, you draw a card if they didn't attack you that turn. Otherwise, create 3 1/1 white human creature soldier tokens. We give our opponents the choice: attack me and build my army, or don't and give me an advantage. This shifts the deck to being more political, more crafty, and more cunning. We can now be using the deck's existing tap effects to make sure we aren't attacked and draw that extra card, by either tapping the chosen player's board or another opponent's board, making them a juicier target. And we can continue to deter opponents from attacking us by adding in pillow fort effects like Ghostly Prison and Propaganda. They could attack you, but it'll be at their disadvantage. Even just having Junkwider in play means that they wouldn't want to attack us even if they could, since making 3 1/1 white soldiers means locking down 3 non-land permanents. If you want to further dissuade attacking, you can add in goad effects like Sly Instigator, or Mocking Doppelganger, or Bloodthirsty Blade to try and reduce the number of creatures that are able to attack you. But on the other hand, Luminarch Ascension in this build would be great to incentivize opponents to attack you if they can, representing a limitless angel army if they choose not to. Or the Court enchantments introduce the Monarch into the game and put a target on your own head. Come take the crown if you can. This pivot makes for a different kind of board control deck, but one that will infuriate your opponents just as much. With that said, let's check out the upgrade. If I were to add $50 to this deck, where would I add it? Well, let's find more ways to grab Verity Circle. It's really a piece that takes you from good to unstoppable. Idyllic Tutor is $5 and goes to get you this critical piece. It's perfect for the deck because a 3-mana sorcery speed enchantment only tutor is perfectly fair. It's just outside of what I'd put in the build, but it makes for a solid upgrade. Enlightened Tutor is also just about $13 thanks to a reprint in Dominaria Remastered and is much more versatile a tutor. At instant speed, it can grab you Verity Circle or any other artifact or enchantment, even helping ensure a turn 2 Soul Ring if you want to race the table. Upping some of your interaction in the deck helps too. Swan Song at $10 and An Offer You Can't Refuse at $4 are both solid 1-mana hard counters that help you protect the board. You are a control deck after all, remember that. Thassa Deep Dwelling at $11 and Teleportation Circle at $5 also make decent additions. You have plenty of Enter the Battlefield effects that tap down all opponents' creatures, and this can be using them for 0 mana, getting you plenty of Hylda triggers. Both are very valid add-ins. But if you've got any recommendations, be sure to drop it in the comments below. Be sure to check out the full deck list linked in the description by checking out my sponsor, Moxfield. Moxfield is the best deck building platform in the world, and makes it easy to search effects like tap all creatures, sort your deck by price, and even run test hands to make sure the deck does the thing. While you're there, be sure to follow my profile. And while you're here, be sure to watch these other Build Your Own Precon videos. If you were inspired to brew today, you have to hit that subscribe button. And, as always folks, good luck and have fun!